We do have team coverage this morning. We're starting off in Chicopee.
Yeah, Punxsutawney Brian Lapis is actually outside in the snow. If he sees his shadow, it does mean six less weeks of winter.
Or maybe breakfast.
right.
Focused on that this morning.
That's a good point. Groundhog recipes. I love that idea. Fascinating stuff. And I'll tell you what, if I was the groundhog, I'd be staying safely in my hole, in my lair, if you would, in my den, because the snow is starting to pick up here in Chicopee. In fact, you can see it. And it's still all snow, by the way. We're looking at this quasi-granular snow at this point. And we got about an inch on the ground here in Chicopee, maybe just over an inch at this point. And the theme of the day has been not a lot of traffic. And obviously, it's still the crack of dark out here. What is it, 5:30 in the morning? And you can see just one lone pickup truck. And what we've been hearing as people have been coming in this morning here to 22 News is that the roads aren't in terrible shape, primarily because there's not a lot of traffic out there. So if you need to be somewhere early this morning, you're probably not going to have a ton of trouble. But keep in mind that roads are certainly going to be snow covered, and the going is going to be a little bit slow. So give yourself plenty of extra time. I do want to mention the fact this has kind of become a little bit of a pet peeve of mine here this winter. If you have to walk somewhere today, and keep in mind that PVTA buses are not running until 10 o'clock this morning, so you may have to walk a bit to get to where you got to go today. Really, you got to tough it out and use the sidewalks, because if you walk on the road, as traffic builds up here, more and more cars on the road, you're on the road. The roads are narrower as it is because of all the snow, and we could see somebody get hit by a car. It's not out of the question. So the best way to deal with it is just to tough it out and walk on those unpaved sidewalks or unplowed sidewalks, because that's the safest way to do it. By the way, we'd love to hear from you as we go through the day here today. If you've got the 22 News app on your Droid or iPhone, you can use the Report It feature on the Droid or iPhone to send us video, take a picture, or just send us an email. We love to hear about road conditions. We love to hear about snowfall reports. And if you don't have one of those fancy schmancy smartphones, you can just send us an email. Our email is weather@wwlp.com. And hey, you know, we're also we're entertaining bids for breakfast. Our boss has been considerate of all of us who have stayed overnight here at the television station, and there are many of us who are working for you by sleeping here overnight and then getting up at the crack of dawn here to cover the storm. We're looking for a breakfast restaurant that's open here in the greater Chicopee, Springfield, Holyoke area that's willing to cook breakfast for us. We're going to pay for it. The boss has got the credit card ready to go. So if you're up and you're open and you're cooking eggs, give us a call. 377-2200 is our number, and just follow the prompts for the newsroom and ask for the boss who's going to buy us breakfast. All right, let's send it up the road a little bit. Snowing pretty heavily here at this point in Chicopee. Adam Stremko right now in downtown Northampton. Is it as quiet there, Adam, as it is here in Chicopee?
Well, pretty much so, Brian. The snow has picked up here. It is coming down at a pretty good pace. We're here right along Main Street, and you can see not a lot of cars out there. We've seen a few more cars than we did see when we first got here around 4 o'clock this morning. The plows have been out, but you can see the snow is starting to accumulate on the roadways. We have about, I would say, about a half an inch of snow on the ground. Snow's picking up. We're also noticing here and again a gust of wind, and when you feel that wind, the wind chill factor really makes it feel cold on your face, especially on any exposed skin. So if you're going to be headed out today as well, since it is on the cold side, you want to dress appropriately, dress in layers, and stay nice and warm if you're going to be out shoveling or snow blowing today. Here comes a plow, and that's pretty much what we've been seeing, a lot of plows making passes on by. Of course, we had about 7 to 8 inches. That's 7 to 8 inches of snow that fell yesterday from yesterday's round 1 of the storm, and now we're looking at probably about the same amount, maybe a little bit more from round 2, and that snow will continue to fall as we head through the morning hours and into the afternoon and evening hours. So road conditions will continue to deteriorate, and with the heavier snow, it's going to be harder, of course, for the snow plows to stay on top of that snow, but they are doing the best they can with the conditions out here, similar to what they did yesterday. So that's the latest here in Northampton. We're going to throw it to my colleague, 22 News Storm Team meteorologist Nick Bannon, who's up in our Franklin County Bureau with the latest on conditions in Greenfield. Nick?
Well, same thing here as in many spots. We're seeing moderate to even heavy snow at times. In fact, it's picked up within the past half hour. This is Main Street here in the downtown Greenfield area, and you can see that some cars are driving along Main Street. This was plowed, I want to say, about half an hour ago, and there's little signs of that right now, as most of the roadway, aside from where that car just sort of pushed the snow aside, is fairly covered. So the snow is obviously coming down at a pace that the snow plows, they're doing their job, certainly, but the snow is kind of hindering that process of cleanup this morning. Now, we are expecting some of the heaviest areas of snowfall in western Massachusetts to occur here in Franklin County. Yesterday, we had some of the lower amounts, but today we could get hit hardest by the storm here up in Franklin County. So far this morning, about 2 inches, and it keeps on falling. Live in the Franklin County Bureau, meteorologist Nick Bannin, 22 News.
All right.